What's up, guys? Another season already here. Hard to believe we're doing, what is this, John? Episode 4? Yeah, episode 4, guys. So from behind the counter, Triple T Guns, we've got none other than Blake Cook here, John Councilman from Guardian Gunworks, and then we've got DQ here sitting in with us from, obviously, our side of the fence. Logan couldn't be with us tonight, so what we're going to talk about today, we're going to be talking about the changes in the industry. So we have suppressors, guys. Everything has gone totally wild with suppressors. So we'll talk about, from Blake's perspective, being in the industry as the end user, also being a left-handed shooter like me, and how that affects usability, getting in and out of the houses, things like that. So Blake, I'll let you introduce yourself and take it away.
Yeah, guys, so I'm Blake Cook. For those who don't know me, former military, former law enforcement, current instructor with Relentless One Group. Myself and Stephen Griffin started. We teach hostage rescue, active shooter response, CQB, pistol and rifle shooting. Nothing, anything super crazy, but just for people to have a good basic understanding to be a better protector of their family or for their agency. And we want to really help ensure that your good enough is actually good enough for the people that you hug before you walk out the door.
Amen.
I like it. Good deal.
I like it. So from your perspective, you've shot a lot of different guns.
Yeah.
To give perspective, both myself and Blake are left-handed shooters. So ejection port is in our face when you're shooting a rifle. Super important, as you guys are, if you're diving into the suppressor world for the first time, you're essentially putting a muffler on the end of your gun and getting a lot of that blowback. So if you don't make the right decisions for the right gun, the right application, barrel length, all these different things that I'm sure Blake can kind of go into the differences of, you can potentially get a firearm and or suppressor that doesn't function the way that you want. So we want to make sure you're set up for success, and Blake can kind of give you some of his testimony of things that he's experienced through the years of law enforcement and military.
Yeah, so, you know, I wasn't really familiar with suppressors until probably 2016. You know, I was in the regular Army, so we didn't really have suppressors, and we didn't really have all that jazz.
What were you carrying back then?
And all that.
Like what kind of weaponry?
Just a standard Colt, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Colt with an aim point that was and a Pack 15 that was 550 core down to the rifle, so it didn't come off because for some reason we were children, I guess. I don't know. Never understood that.
Gotcha.
Funny story, when I first made the SWAT team, they gave me all my stuff. I started like tying everything down.
They're probably like, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing, man? We're professionals here.
Right.
I was like, oh, all right, well, sorry. That's what I'm used to. But, you know, my first can ever was the Surefire SOCOM 2. And, man, I waited 17 months for that thing. I'll never forget it. I filed it, and I completely forgot that I filed it and paid for it. I got a phone call like a year and like
almost
5
2
months.
years.
Yeah, almost 2 years later. And
wild.
they're like, hey, you can come pick this can up. And I was like, man, dude, I forgot I even had that thing. So, you know, so I was down at the range one day. The good thing about being on the tactical team in Fayetteville is you had unlimited ammo and you go down and train and anytime you wanted. And so I was running that thing, and about mid-July, super hot, and probably shot 500 to 800 rounds. And as a left-hand, for those who don't understand, as a left-handed shooter, if you're not shooting one of these new flow-through cans, you had to deal with gas every time you shot the suppressor. That's how it works. But the gas would come back and come out the ejection port, and it would be like somebody just throwing sand in your face. Your eyes would water. It doesn't matter if you had good eye pro, bad eye pro. You know, you get about 5 or 6 rounds off, and your eyes just like super watery. Actually, it's not even really practical if you're in a CQB setting. So, I ended up having to go to the emergency room that night because I had an infection in my cheek from so much gas, and that was I took that suppressor off and ended up selling it to a friend, and I didn't have a suppressor. I didn't run a suppressor for several more years later until Huxworks started developing cans. I forgot the name of who they were before Hux, but Hux took their, you know, they changed it to Huxworks, and then
They were a safety group for a while and then kind of branched out into the...
Well, they're still considered a safety company, which is super smart, but you know, there's a guy at Hux named Vinny, and Vinny is he's like the master engineer of all of these, and he introduced us to him, and man, I get no blowback now when I shoot. It's the only can I really shoot. I have a really good working relationship with Kim and all those guys, and I'm a believer because, you know, this is very important to find a can that works for you. That's the thing, is what can works for you, not what works for Blake, what works for you.
Yeah, and guys, as you notice, if you come into the shop or you're going into other shops, you'll probably notice a lot of direct impingement rifles are already coming with Hux Works muzzle devices on them. There's a reason, guys. So they're tuning those guns specifically. They're generally overgassed, but to make sure they're going to operate with the different variables of ammunition, whether you're under lubricating, over lubricating, barrel length. There's so many different things. This is a science that when you're putting a suppressor on your gun, you want to make sure that you get the optimal experience and make sure that works the best for you, just like in your situation.
You know, and it's almost now, it's like if you might as well save up to buy a suppressor pretty much as soon as you buy a rifle, because one, you're protecting your hearing. You know, there is a case that was conducted last year that hearing loss is a big factor in dementia, and also, like, you know, if you are a protector of your house, and let's just say that I'm not a big rifle guy for home defense, and that's a whole other topic. I think you should have a pistol. That way you have a hand free to be able to.
Can you enlighten our customers, because we don't get a chance to really experience that from our perspective? What is it really like? We get a lot of those people that come in and say, hey, I have my rifle for my go-to, that have never shot a weapon like that with that kind of percussion in close quarters.
Yeah, so if you got a rifle, right, and you got it set up, all the licky chewy things on it with no suppressor, and you got an 11.5-inch AR pistol, and in your mind you think that you're going to get out of bed, get that thing up, and then engage somebody inside. The 11.5-inch barrels are already super loud, unsuppressed. And then when you're in that condensed space, and that overpressure is going to really hurt you when you start shooting. You're going to lose your hearing. It's going to make you very distraught. But what also it's going to do, it's going to harm your family, right? It's going to harm their hearing. It's going to scare your children. The reason why I don't choose, I know we're going to switch gears a little bit here, but the reason why I don't choose a rifle over a pistol is because with a pistol, I have the ability to keep one hand free, right? Hold my kid. Sorry to grab your leg, John. Hold you. But I'm able to grab him, maneuver him, get him behind me. I'm able to do things. I'm able to get the phone. I'm able to open doors. I'm able to do, because I'm trained to do that. My wife is going to be an absolute wreck. She's not even, she's going to forget fine motor skills. She's going to forget how to open a door. So I want that hand free. And again, if I need to grab something, whatever I need to do, and then I can boom, engage, right? That's why it's important to go on the range, because most of those, you're not going to be getting in 20, 30-yard gunfights.
Right.
You're going to be getting in 5 to 10-yard gunfights while on the move. And you got to be able to shoot, move, and communicate at a high level. So you can't just go on the range and stand on the X. But you know, if you have a rifle that's unsuppressed and you're in a house and you get into a gunfight, obviously I've never been into a gunfight in my house, but I've been in a lot of shoot houses, even with hearing protection on, the overpressure is insane. So
it still sucks.
It still sucks. You feel it. You feel your partner's gun. So it's a massive difference when you're suppressed. And also, if you're on a team, a law enforcement team, it's huge, because if we're in a house in a gunfight and I hear a loud bang, 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 I know we're getting shot at, right? If the whole team's suppressed, I know who's shooting versus not. So I don't have to sit there and look at John and be like, are we getting shot at? Right? Who's shooting? Because that's a 1 or 2 second delay that is life or death at that point.
So to make it as real for our viewers as possible, when you grab, let's say, an MK18 or a Spear or whatever, seat of the pants feel, what's the difference between your Hux and then your experience that you've had with, let's just say, more traditional cans that are not low back pressure, they're not flow through or whatever? Like, what's the seat of the pants feel?
You know, Hux isn't going to be as quiet as some of these other cans.
Okay.
It is what it is, right? But I like the fact that Hux has designed that flow through to literally, when I shoot, I'm literally also punishing the bad guy with all that pressure, right? I like that it's quiet enough to where my ears aren't ringing. I like that, especially as a left-hander, you are no good to anybody if your eyes are watering after your third shot.
Yeah.
You know, all it takes to stop a threat is one well-placed shot, and you can't do that while your eyes are watering. And most of the time, you're not going to have eye pro on. You're not going to wake up and be like, hold on, let me put my ear pro on, bad guy. Let me put my eye pro on. I don't even wear eye pro that much on the range, much less in a situation. So for me, I know as a left-handed shooter that I'm only forever going to be able to shoot flow through.
I agree with that.
I've shot the quietest count I've ever shot was CGS.
Okay.
What's the
I
one?
know which one you're talking about. I can't think of the
like a Thermion
model.
or a Hyperion or something like that.
No, it's I can't think of the name of it, but Slade was shooting it for a little while. But it's a quiet can. It's very quiet. But if I go shoot the bill drill, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
I'm gassed out. Like so, you know, the Hux gives me the ability to shoot proficiently, quietly, and accurately, and not have any side effects of running a can.
Gotcha.
So, and also like John said, he's going to touch on like the type of style that you pair. I mean, the type of rifle that you pair it with. Like right now, I'm shooting Sons of Liberty, which is a fantastic gun, but also the piston rifles like the 6 Spear. It's just great. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now I agree from a left-handed perspective to kind of take a little more from what Blake said. Ambidextrous controls. So for us to manipulate safeties, things like that, whether we're having to rock from left to right, whatever the case may be, you've got bolt release, mag release, safety, the whole 9 yards. I would say comparing the two, and there are some anomalies to this, but for the most part, your short stroke gas piston are inherently heavier guns. Will you agree with that?
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're you know, my Spear is very heavy, but it shoots very flat.
Correct.
Very fast and very flat. I shoot that really well. The Sons of Liberty Mark I, that's a great shooting gun, but also it's a gas gun. So it's a little lighter, but also I got to control it a little bit more too. So the biggest thing is getting the reps, knowing what you got and how to use it. I said it on the Sean Ryan show. You can have all the cool guy gear in the world, but how cool is it when you're laying there bleeding out?
Yeah.
It's not so cool anymore, you know?
Yeah, if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
So Blake brought up a good point. We'll kind of allude to John. So obviously you guys know, if you don't already know John, John owns Guardian Gunworks. He does all of our custom stuff. So whether you're wanting single stage, multi-stage, Cerakoting, he's doing powder coating now. He's a jack of all trades.
Works on all my guns.
Yeah, works on all the guns, repairs all the guns, upgrades all of our guns.
Cleans my guns.
And he cleans his
Yeah,
guns.
cleans guns. So yeah, he's a man of many feats. So John, if you will take a moment and remind our viewers difference between the gas gun and obviously the short stroke piston, and then just, you know, some subtleties.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much everybody that works here in the shop owns a Geisley, I believe. So I mean, that's probably my go-to when we talk about direct impingement rifles. I would safe to say that Geisley is probably the most overgassed rifle we have in here, but in a good way. So I run a low back pressure can on mine. So my first suppressor I ever bought outside the military, which I didn't buy in the military, but was a rugged, I think it was 5.56.
A rugged razor.
Yeah. So it's what I call a traditional suppressor, where there's no venting on the outside or on the front face of the suppressor. And we would go out to the range and I'd be 4, 5, 6 shots in. I'm like, whew, getting CS gas basically. And I'm a right-handed shooter, the right way.
Oh shit, excuse me.
So, like I've got here, this is a Geisley, for all people that don't know. But yeah, so it's using the gas after the bullet goes out of the barrel. It's using that gas to cycle your weapon. So all that gas is getting pushed back into your bolt carrier group, which is then cycling your bolt and your buffer tube and spring and all that stuff. So all that gas is coming out here if you're running a traditional suppressor. Now Blake, he runs flow-through cans, which is this guy right here that actually mounts right up to this. So I think Brandon was talking about it earlier. Geisley's done a really good job of setting up these guns prior to the end user. So it's already set up for a Huxworks can. So this thing be ready to rip. I mean, I would have no issue shooting this inside, even though it's so overgassed. Just for the sheer fact of, I know for a fact This is going to let a lot of that percussion and gas out the front. Not to say that you won't get any gas in your face, but it is predominantly less than a standard suppressor.
Yeah.
I don't know if Blake's got anything to say about that.
No, I mean, it's such a safety tool, honestly, too. Like, I don't understand why we even have to fill out paperwork. It's not a firearm. It doesn't make it quiet. It's the dumbest thing ever. Like, you know, if you guys are taking a course anywhere, look to the left or right, find somebody that has a suppressor, and stand next to them on the range. Because, like, even this past weekend, we were hunting in the blind, and I had to take a step back because it was a free for all at the place we were at. It was like 1,000 birds just coming in, and I so much overpressure from everybody's shotgun. I had to take a step back because I started feeling like, oof, I'm feeling too good.
Yeah.
Same with like when we're teaching. Like if I'm teaching, the instructor target's in the middle, and then whoever's to the left and right, to me, they have to have a suppressor, just because like it can be dangerous.
Oh,
man.
concussive. I mean, not let alone annoying, dangerous, painful. Yeah. You don't know it until you're in it. Would you agree? Like,
oh yeah.
You're like, oh, it's not so bad. And like, we all did some shooting with you, about a year ago?
Yeah.
And just, on the firing line, I can imagine having twice the amount of people and that percussion, especially in like a tighter space
Well,
or
if you
whatever.
get a lot of people, man, they put those like, what are those? The pigs.
Oh, yeah. So we have one sitting over there, like the muzzle extenders.
yeah.
It's like basically a tube.
Yeah. You know,
It's not
it's
a
like,
muzzle device.
"Bah,
Yeah,
bah."
it's like a mitigator essentially, but it's
Sure, it like helps like
direct it.
it helps that end user, but anybody else around
Yeah, around it's kind of screwed.
you're getting screwed.
Yeah, those are
for
not
sure.
fun to be near.
Yeah, blast mitigators are not a ton of fun. They look cool for people that don't want to invest in the suppressor, but guys, now you don't have to pay the $200 tax stamp. We're getting people approved in like a couple of weeks. We just did some for Blake. He's been getting them back really, really quick. So guys, there's no reason not to. And the longer you wait, what's happening is demand is up here, okay? And supply chain is down here. A lot of these things are made out of exotic metals. You got Inconel, you got stainless steel, titanium. There's shortages in that stuff across the market because titanium is used in so many other facets, medical, cars, automotive, all that stuff. So guys, when there's shortages on that stuff, you can't put these things together.
No.
And then the time it takes to get from manufacturing to distribution, from distribution to the dealer, then to Blake, our end user, there's time involved. It's not like if Blake calls me and says, Brandon, I need a SIG or I need a Kimber 2K11 in 2 days, I got him. Can't do that with a suppressor. There's a longer span of time it takes to get that stuff to the end user.
Yeah, and I think that's huge that they waived that $200. I complain that we shouldn't even have to do the paperwork, but at the end of the time, at the end of the day, that was a major win
It
for
was a step in the right direction.
for the 2A community that we're not having to pay an extra $200. So I hear that a lot. You guys are like, oh, I got to buy the suppressor and I got to pay $200. Well, what's your excuse now? Because if you open up your safe and you have 30 rifles in there, you're wrong. Especially for me, I have like 3 good rifles. One that I can give my son if something happens. One I can take, and then one if anybody else is around. If I got like 5 or 6 or 10 rifles, I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna be dead right there, dude.
Right.
Which laser do I want to use?
Yeah.
What optic? Do I want the peanut butter rifle? Do I want the black? Do I want the multi-cam? I can't do that, man.
Right.
So, it's the time is now. And if you guys are local to this area, I'll tell you, there's not a dealer around here that has the options that they have. So definitely come and buy a Hux.
Yeah. No, the Hux are great.
And buy another
sell a ton.
Hux.
Yeah.
And then message Hux and say that you're buying them from Triple T Guns because Blake's telling you to.
You heard it here first. Yeah. Hux.
Small
guys.
insert.
Yeah. But literally, like, all jokes aside, Hux, a huge player in the shop. We sell a lot for the Flow 22 Ti, so that's a great adoption.
Yeah.
We're doing it on the TX22s. I don't know if you've gotten to play with one of the TX22s. Everybody's putting the FRTs and things like that in. Fast rate of fire. They're vented, so it allows a lot of that gas. Guys, it's a rimfire gun, so it's inherently going to be dirty and gassy anyways. Don't go cheap. Get a really, really nice 22 can. So get one of our sales, DQ, to help. He's been slaying the Form 4s lately, so if you guys come in, he does everything here for you. Fingerprinting, passport photo. We just did Blake's. All he had to do was show up. and roll some fingerprints. So real simple, but yeah, definitely check out the Hux offering. I hear there may be some new stuff coming from Hux.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So if you paid attention to the page on Instagram, you know, Hux is, they won the SOCOM contract, and they have a can called the Black Magic. So
okay.
it cools off like half the time.
Okay.
It's a little bit quieter. You can really dirty that thing up. So
Okay.
that thing should be hitting the civilian market pretty soon. And
Okay.
I really like that can a lot. And
Okay.
and you know, and there's some other cans that I have. What's that other one? The one you like?
The Silencer Co. Velos.
Yeah,
LVP.
I'm super excited to try that one out and see how quiet that is. And again, guys, there's not another shop. I can't say this enough. There's not another shop in this area or in the state, really, in my opinion, that has the knowledge and the guys and the inventory to keep up with the demand. I've been to shops where guys, you walk in and it's an ego fest, and I personally don't have time for egos. You know what? You probably are a better shooter than me, and that's okay. I can go to a lot of these matches and I'll get smoked by plumbers, and that's okay. I'm just going to continue to focus on me and getting better. But
Yeah.
you know, you come in here, man. It's everybody welcomes you, and it's hey, how can we help? And even if you're not buying nothing, you can look at them and say, I'm just looking today, and they're going to go straight into education mode. So, you know, if you have a question about the suppressors, come up here. They'll pull every one of them out. They'll let you touch it, let you see if you like it. They'll explain it to you. That's what we need more in this community.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, we try, like Blake, we've tried to partner with Blake as much as possible. One, we like Blake. We like what Blake offers for law enforcement community, military, obviously trying to push the path of our youth. He's got a son that he's trying to lead, guide, and direct in the right areas. So we want to be a part of his journey and hope that he's a part of ours in the future.
He was already talking about buying a 6-spear.
Okay.
When I turn 18.
Yeah, he's ready.
I'm like, oh no.
He's ready. Yeah,
Gotta get that money right.
Get that money pit
My
going.
boy, I'm like, you might as well just get into drugs.
Right.
You
Yeah,
don't
stay
even-
away from cars, guns, because you know
And
how
hunting.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Stay
and
away
hunting.
from duck hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a money pit. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, what kind of can did you say this one was? So you said this one
So
is.
that's a Surefire.
Yeah, but what's the type?
So I call it a traditional. So it does not have any venting on the front half or front side of the suppressor. So all that gas is getting
It's coming back
basically
out.
back out.
And so obviously this is a flow through. Now this one.
That is the one that you've got today. That is the Velos LBP.
And what
that's
is
a
this?
full size. So that is a low back pressure can. So what that means is it's basically a hybrid between a traditional one and a Huxworks flow. So it's allowing probably, I'd say, 60 to 70% of the gas that a Huxworks allows out. But you get the sound suppression from a traditional can.
So that's why this one's a little bit more quieter. Like
Correct.
how we talked about earlier.
Yep. So I run
that one's
that.
a little bit more quieter.
I ran that on my Geisleys and then my Type A, which is a short strip piston, and it is uber quiet.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward
Really
to it.
good reduction in recoil, which obviously 5.56 doesn't have a huge amount of it, but when you're changing, like Blake was talking about, when you're going from like a Geisley to a Type A, when you're changing out gas systems, there is a difference and there is a learning curve that you need to figure out, you know, which one's heavier, which one's lighter.
Yeah.
The way I draw, everything's different. So
Brandon, what's a good price point? Would
So
you
you're
say?
$1,000-ish bucks. I mean, these are competitive. The biggest thing that for a lot of you, and we're not picking on anybody, but we have a lot of folks that come in that are not educated on the ratcheting systems or if it's QD. So this guy is literally gets threaded on, oversized thread, so you make 2.5, 3 revolutions, and it has a locking collar that has a lock and unlock position. There's no in between. So as long as it's in the lock position, you don't have to worry about that thing coming off. If you were to jam around a corner or anything like that, you know that that thing is in a lock position. To take it off, unlock position, and then you just untight it. It doesn't have to be tightened on there with gorilla strength. You can just snug it till it stops and then put in the ratchet spots. You'll see that lock position, and it's good to go. The ASR mounts from Silencer Co. are widely used. There's a lot of other companies that make ASR compliant muzzle devices. So if you're looking for a Gucci 3-port, 4-port, 2-port, there's a bunch of different companies that make them. So the interchangeability has become really popular. So if you're running their ecosystem, whether it's a hybrid 46 can, a Velos K, all of them are going to use that same mounting apparatus essentially. So
Guys, a lot of people I think really hit me up about,
yeah, we told you to try one. We're like, man, you got to try a Velos just because we
don't get mad at me, Vinny.
No, it's hey, we're trying different stuff.
Yeah.
As a left-handed shooter, I've had really, really good experience with the Velos. I shot with Blake. We did a little shooting package with Blake. He was nice enough to do some shooting with us. And I think he was even impressed with just the pitch, if nothing else, not necessarily the sound. Everybody gets so tied up in the decibel rating. Guys, your naked ear can't tell the difference between 2 and 3 and 5 decibels.
No.
It's the pitch. I use the analogy for cars. If any of you guys are car guys or girls, it's like using an exhaust system with a stainless steel exhaust or a titanium exhaust or resonators, no catalytic converters. All these things are going to be variables to the sound. The naked ear can't tell, well, this is 12 decibels versus 15 decibels. You and I know both, unless you've got some crazy expensive machinery, you can't see those fractions of decibels and the shift and change. So it's really the seat of the pants feel, which I actually want to get Blake's thought process. So you do a lot of shooting packages. I've noticed just from the little bit of shooting I've done with you, your recoil impulse, if we're waiting for you to say, all right, shoot on, ready 5, ready 3, whatever, waiting on that shot timer to go, getting that gun into position and then acquiring your target and not having to worry about that excessive recoil. What do you see, like seat of the pants, what do you think the recoil reduction is? Shooting a rifle, like just something off the wall versus one with a can?
That's the beautiful thing about these suppressors is they really keep that gun flat. They really keep that follow-up on flat. And if you run a shot timer to the chest and then send that thing up to the head, to the chest, to the head, and then run it with and without, you'll see a massive difference.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on that second split, on that second shot. It's just it does what it's designed to do. It keeps you on target, and it's very important. And even just go do some bill drills, man, because like I don't if I don't teach like 2 to the head, 2 to the chest. I know it's a horrible reference, but like I like the bill drill. Like put 6 shots in that dude's upper thoracic
cavity. Keep it as tight as you can for as quick as you can.
And he's going to die, and there's a lot of really good pistol instructors and rifle instructors out there, and go take a course, and they focus on that. But your follow-up shots with a can is incredible. Without a can, you really need to use your sling, pull the gun into your shoulder, and trust that the dot is there on that second shot and fire the shot. If I'm using a can, I know it's there. I know it's going to be there. That's the suppressor gives you confidence that the gun's not going to be jumpy. It's going to be there if you use your sling right. Don't necklace your sling.
So one question I have for you, since you get to shoot under nods and stuff a lot, now that night vision is becoming much more cost friendly for people to buy.
You got to have it.
Yeah. Give us your take. Like, what is it that as we're connecting the dots, okay, now I've got my rifle of choice. I've got my suppressor of choice. What's that experience like with night vision before a can, without a can? Like, what is that like, seat of the pants?
I mean, again, coming from the big Army, we didn't have suppressors. We did some nighttime shooting with nods and all that. Flash is insane. Your mates, your buddy's flash to the left and right of you is insane. Now condense that into this area here, right?
Yeah.
Overpressure, bright lights. It's a lot, and I really think that throwing that can on there, it takes away that flash, keeps your gun steady where
Tactical
you need it
advantage,
to be.
right?
And really, you don't have a floppy gun. You're not bang bang, right? It's bang bang. It's not going to be super quiet, but again, it's helping with the recoil, pushing the overpressure towards the bad guy, and you get to maintain that discipline of they know we're there, but they just don't know where we are. I say that all the time, and when we teach CQB is like, people always get so stuck on we have to be super super quiet, and you do. There's only one time I'm really going to speak, and that's the shot call. Shot, go. They know we're there already, right? They hear us moving around a little bit. They've already heard us shot or shoot. But we want to maintain noise discipline and use the darkness to our advantage. They know we're there. They just don't know where. So that's the important thing, especially if you're in an open field area,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're doing some sort of team movement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bad guy don't need to be seeing where you're at, because I mean, look at the advanced technology we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, the war in Ukraine's fought with drones, with NVGs and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing you want is a drone with a bomb finding your position and blowing you up.
So one last thing, just to kind of put it all together. If, let's say, customer, we got a lot of people that are going to be getting back like their tax returns, things like that. They're getting past Christmas and all the spendings from the end of the year. Let's say I got $4 or $5 grand from seat of the pants, Blake Cook perspective. What would that $5 grand, if I'm getting a rifle or an AR pistol or something like that, what do you think are the best things to get somebody acclimated for $5 grand or under? Like, what do they need to buy? Like, what are you telling them to buy?
Remember, duck season's over.
Yeah.
I'm still in mode.
He's still in
I know,
hunting
I
mode.
know.
I'm depressed.
I know.
It's
You had
first
me
day-
slobbering all those pictures.
First day
Oh.
back. I gotta show you a video, by the way.
Oh,
It's hilarious. But I'm a big six-spear guy, and I'm a big Sons of Liberty Mark I guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, get you one good gun, one good suppressor, and one good optic. Don't go buy a good gun, cheap suppressor, good optic.
Amen.
Mhm.
Don't go buy a cheap gun, good suppressor, good optic. Good.
Mm-hmm.
The other stuff comes later, right? The lasers, the flashlights, all of that comes later. But your good baseline is a good suppressor and a good rifle.
Yep.
And again, it doesn't mean you have to have it right now, immediately, right? If you want to, if you only have enough to buy a suppressor and a rifle, only buy the suppressor and the rifle, but buy the best that you can afford.
Yeah.
And then come back later and buy you an optic, right?
Yeah.
Piece it together to where you have the perfect rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, because if you don't do that, you're not going to be satisfied. You're going to keep coming back buying more cheap rifles, trying to make it sexy. I used to do that, so
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We call it the box of shame is what we call
That's
it.
it.
It's the box of shit you never use again, that you shouldn't have bought, that you should have listened to Blake or DQ or John in here when we said, hey, it's the difference between this, sometimes it's like 20 some dollars. It's not even a crazy amount. And you just try to go cheap, and then
And then you come and see me every other week.
to be honest with you, I have two rifles.
Mm-hmm.
I have a black one that he painted that was beautiful, and I have the Sons of Liberty. And
I haven't had a chance to shoot that. I know there's a lot of viewers that are like super excited. We get a ton of calls for that. Like,
we'll have to set up a range day next week.
yeah, super sick.
But I have my two perfect rifles. I'm good. They're set up the way I want them to. I'm good, and I don't feel the need to go buy a $1,500 Colt and put a $600 suppressor. I mean, I shot, and you know what? And some of those suppressors are going to shoot good. We were at SHOT Show and went out in range day, and everybody wants me to shoot their stuff. And I shot this one suppressor really quiet. It was a flow through. It was really nice. The price point on it was $600, and I said, that ain't for me, because I know that $600 suppressor it's not gonna last the hard times. It's just not. It's gonna get you for a few thousand rounds, but I need something that's gonna test the times, and I need to be able to pull that gun out and go to work.
Yeah.
I need it to work, and
I think me and Brandon, we talk to a lot of customers too about
It's life insurance.
customer support.
Yes. Yeah.
So a lot of these
It's huge.
can companies or suppressor companies, whatever you want to call it, they pop up and then disappear. We only carry reputable companies. So like your Hux Works, your Silencer Co., Surefire, all that stuff, Otter Creek, Q, all those guys are going to have customer
Huxworth.
support. Yeah.
Hux works.
Hux Works, yep. Are going to have.
you carry Hux too, right?
I think we have a few in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. A whole
Something
row
like
of them, but yeah.
Vinny, they're carrying Hux.
We're carrying Hux, Vinny.
If you want to send us a Hux, Vinny, I mean,
I haven't met you yet, Vinny.
Come on, Vinny.
yeah, hook us up.
Send it, Camberley.
But yes, I mean, definitely want to get something that, God forbid, like DQ's had Baffle strike before, and I think it was an Otter Creek Labs.
Yep,
So
Otter
I sent that
Creek.
thing off. It was back in 2 days? 3 days.
Oh, that's a great point.
Inside a week, be honest, guys, I've shot 3 times, had a baffle strike through all of my baffles. Sent them in July 4th weekend, and I had a that following Thursday. So
Yeah. So
thanks.
I mean, is it a big investment? Absolutely. I mean, $200 is $200. But Blake's making a really good point. Like, anytime anybody comes in here, we always say, I would rather you get this in a month and be happy with it than buy this now and then you're coming into me every other week spending 3 times what you would have spent just getting the right stuff at the right time and listening and saying, hey, I'm going to get a really good can, really good rifle, and really good optic, and you can do 100% of everything that you need.
Yeah.
So
buy once, cry once.
yeah, buy once, cry once. That's motto.
And you got to do your pre-checks, man. Like, you know, sometimes I fell at it. And, you know, if I want to go shoot, right, or if my gun's just been sitting in the safe, or let's say I shot 800 rounds and I just say I'll clean it later and never got back to it. Before I ever start shooting again, I take my suppressor off. I make sure that my muzzle is on there good. And I make sure that if I don't do that, at minimum, I make sure that my can is still on there tight. And a lot of these, what would you call this thread?
It's called.
It's like a QD, so
Yeah.
they're oversized. So some of them will
Oversized
have a
directional.
latching system, some of them won't. But yeah, it's oversized threads, and then they're made to.
Especially like with these hucks, you know, yes, they get carbon locked, and I know that they're on there, but I always, before I shoot, just give it a nice pull. And to be honest with you, I've done that before and twisted my muzzle device. And I was like, oh, well, all right, I'm not going to be able to shoot this gun today.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running not a pin and welded muzzle device, I mean,
So-
it does happen.
You know, those are just pre-checks, guys, that you have to do. Again, it's just another step that you need to add to your routine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this: you cannot be a hobbyist, right? There's a lot of people that come in this shop and are hobbyists, and you can't be a hobbyist. This has to be a lifestyle, because at the end of the day, eventually you're gonna get tested, and you don't want to be laying there wishing that this would have been a lifestyle for you, right? I hate when people introduce themselves and they say, "Oh, I'm just a hobbyist." I ain't got time for that. I got time for people who want to be full-time protectors. I want people who want to protect this country, protect themselves, protect their families. I want people that, you know, when they leave the house to go to work or whatever, go to the gym, go to the mall. Hey, I'll be back in a little bit. Love you guys. You know, that's a promise to them that you are coming home. And I'll be honest with you, you catch yourself in an active shooter in the mall or anywhere, a hobbyist might not make it back home. This has to
How
be
many
a
scares have we
lifestyle.
had around here? I know you've had them in
Yeah.
Fayetteville when you were working when you're.
My son's had them at his school. And I'll tell you, I about that war wagon,
Pedal the metal.
pedal to the metal.
Spun up.
Go drive it straight through the front door, cause a massive distraction, and go to work. But you guys, it's a mindset, and you have to get in that mindset, because if you think that this is just some hobby like flying those airplanes and with the remotes,
Video games or
yeah,
whatever.
go do something else. This ain't for you. Can't come in here and buy this stuff and not go seek training.
Yeah, take it serious, guys. I mean, Blake's, you know, huge advocate for that. He's constantly going hands-on with guns. Made a really, really good point. Inspecting your gear. You know how many times we've had people come in, and I won't even say from the safety perspective of doing chamber checks and things like that. I'm talking about just operationally. Is your sling points, are they working? Your QDs, are they working? Are they not stuck where they got rust or salt water or whatever from you sweating from the last time that you went shooting? I mean, you made a good point. How many times a muzzle device can come free? A pin and weld can break. Guys, we've seen it all. I've been doing it for years, and things that should never break will break. It happens.
Batteries.
Yeah, batteries. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Mounts, your optics coming loose or losing zero. Flashlights flying off. I mean, guys, we've seen it all. Optics, you name it. So check your gear. He made a great point. Glad he made a point.
Yeah, put your ego to the side. Like, I have brought my guns in here, and you know, I have no ego, right? I should know more how to operate on my guns, but to be honest with you, I just don't. I bring my guns in here to John because I want it done professionally. If you don't know what you're doing, don't mess with it. Bring it in here to John. John will take care of you. I mean, he's done everything from switching out safety selector switches on my shotguns, getting really deep into cleaning, taking things apart that I don't know how to take apart. Like, and those are things that I vowed to learn little bit more this year, but don't just come in here and buy something off the wall and think that you're going to watch a YouTube video and put it on. Get it professionally done, because again,
It'll save you money.
I need that thing to go boom.
Yeah. It'll save you money. I mean, Brandon can probably allude to it as well, but I can't tell you how many times in a normal week, probably I'd say at least 3, we have somebody bring a gun in that they tried to build themselves, and it ends up costing them a lot more money because either A, they broke something or installed something wrong. I mean, it's insane.
Guys, if you want to build guns and stuff, we're all for it. But I will say, if you're buying an upper from Geisley or from Sons of Liberty or a Sons of Liberty rifle, guys, these guys methodically put these guns together. They torque them to spec. They have relief marks on them letting you know that it's been inspected. The QC is there. There's a reason that Geisley's cost what Geisley's cost. There's a reason that Sons of Liberty's cost what they do. It's the fit, the finish, the metals used, the coatings, all those things take into play. So when you're talking about something that could potentially be a life-saving tool, or even if, to do Blake's point about being a hobbyist, if I want to go out and I want to shoot, once a week, once a month, whatever the case may be, I want to know my stuff's going to work, and it's going to work every single time. So you guys got to do your due diligence, buy what you can afford, but more importantly, buy once, cry once, and take care of your stuff. So I can't stress that enough, whether it's keeping it clean or at the very least lubrication. I mean, how many times, Blake, have you seen people's guns that you're out helping them, and it's not that it's dirty, it can't be dirty and dry.
Yeah. Guns will run dirty, they just won't run dry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So.
How much money is your family worth to you? That's what you got to ask yourself when you come in here. What are you buying the gun for? If you're just buying a gun to buy it, whatever. But if you're buying a gun to be a protector and make this a lifestyle, how much is your family worth?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, so we've talked about, guys, suppressors. We've talked about choosing the right one for you. Obviously, spend as much as you possibly can for, as it sits with the NFA, the way it works. You buy that can, it's for the life of you and the life of that product. So if you're buying from Huck's, you've got that warranty. You might be spending a little bit more than some mom and pop shop suppressor that just popped up some new name that it's $400. You're paying for people on the back end to be able to help you. If you have a baffle strike like DQ had, that was real, right? He had it happen. He was able to make a call. He got it fixed within a reasonable amount of time and was back in the fight. So
That's awesome.
that's huge to be able to make sure you're doing business with companies that's got your back when things don't go the right way, or you break something, crack something. And that's what we try to do in the shop for you. We try to be a buffer for that. But more importantly, if you ever need anything, we're always here to help and stuff like that. Blake, what do you got to sign us off?
I can't stress you're good enough. When I speak it to law enforcement, I tell them you're good enough can't be for your department. It can't be good. You're good enough can't be for the man or woman next to you or on your team. You're good enough has to be for the person that you kneel down or you hug before you walk out the door for your shift or for work or for whatever. It has to be for them, because every single time that you hug them and you tell them bye, that's a verbal commitment that I'm coming home, and you have to put the work in when nobody else is watching. Range, gym, all these things to ensure that that's going to happen. So I challenge you to ask yourself, what's your good enough? And if you can look at your kids and your wife and say, I'm good enough, sure, then you're putting the work in. But if you're being honest with yourself and you're not, the time is now, because a lot of crazy things going on in the country, a lot of division, a lot of people who might just come up to a mall and start shooting, and you better be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say just definitely come in here, pick our brains. I mean, whether it's me, DQ, Logan, or Brandon, we want you to get what your intended use out of it. Different suppressors work for different guns, like we alluded to. So, I mean, I personally don't have a lot of time behind Huck's Works. I would love to, but it's not in the funds right now. So I will end up getting probably a 30 cal to run on a bolt gun and a gas gun as well. But yeah, I mean, guys, we got a lot of knowledge in here.
There's no egos. I come in here and ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, he's stood next to me while I'm taking his gun apart, and we're talking, just good friends.
And when Blake's in here, I mean, he's a celebrity in here, but obviously a lot of people will listen to what he's got to say when, hey, this is what I'm shooting, or this is what I'm trying, or whatever the case may be. So huge advocate for, obviously, Second Amendment, for military law enforcement, So when he's in the shop, when we can drag him out of the blind, then he's in here slinging some guns with us from
10
time
more
to
months.
time. So
Yeah, 10 more months.
10 more
yeah,
months.
that's it. Yeah, the clocks are ticking, right?
Clocks are ticking.
Yeah.
Got you by the nads for sure.
I sold them both for
Yeah.
waiters.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Well, guys, we're going to sign off for now. We appreciate Blake taking the time
Yeah, thanks
out
for having
of traveling, doing all this training and all that stuff to spend some time with us. Obviously, he's Eastern North Carolina is home, so we're super appreciative to have him here. And you guys stay tuned. We're going to be talking about single actions and 2011s on the next episode. So you guys stay tuned. We'll see you guys.
2011s are my favorite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, guys.
See you guys next time.
Take care.
Awesome.